Well, hello there, and welcome back to the pYanodons painful playthrough. It's fantastic, Mr. Ghost. And we have some very strange things going on here. Woo! Yep, it's Bodos spin-up time. Let's get this party started. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot something. An export case. So let's go ahead and, I can do this. Kaboop, kaboop. There we go. Solving problems. That's what I do. You may be wondering, what the heck is this doing here? Why am I here just plopping machines down and this? Well, that's because this process here, the Americerium 243, that's all we need from this little chunk right here. Plutonium 242. So we run these things out and we get the Americerium out of it. The uranium 238 repurposed back in the science area for the nuclear sample. The helium 4, well, I'm just going to leave it here until I need it. I don't know what I'm going to need it for. There's a lot of recipes for it. I think I showed that last time. So this is going to just run. We don't need to do anything more than just this. I think I need a stack inserter here. Let's do that. Now that I sped them up. Yeah, it's going to take a take a bit to get that. Hey, get out of here, you. I can't have radioactive material in my pocket. You know, it might make you sterile, you know. Okay, so we're going to let this run. And it'll knock this down pretty good. It's going to take a little while. All right, so let's go over here. And let's talk Bodos Mark II. So I went ahead and just preset this up here. This is our percent chance it needs fuel. There it is, Fuel Rod Mark II. Now I don't want to, but we have to make the Mark II fuel rod for the process, but I'm afraid it's going to get eaten here, consumed. We can't have that. I want it to be for our percent chance. I'm hoping it won't take long to get this, as some things are long to, it takes a while. So the hope here is that we'll get it. Now, in order to conserve the fuel rods here, just in case, I'm going to feed in the fuel rods via bot. So I'm going to have a little roboport here. Let's go ahead and put that down now if I can find it. So here's our fuel rods here. I could actually just belt it over. Now I think about it here, yeah, because we can do a long arm. Let me draw down power here. This is all temporary, by the way. And let's go ahead and go there, right on the corner. And yeah, I'll do a split here, split-a-rooney, and then we'll just not that far. All right, so I preloaded this whole thing. Like I said, we've got biomass, improved fungal substrate, the Bodos is right here, and the water. So we've got, I just cut in a splitter here, went underneath the whole thing, and boom, we're done. And then an inserter here, obviously, to grab the Bodos, so we can get our percent chance. So what I'm gonna do, I gotta do a case here. I like using the steel cases because they have a high capacity. And we'll plop that baby there. Okay, that's the easy part. These two things. So, yeah, let's see. 19,000. Wow. Glad I saved at least some of it. All right. We have all this to build here. Oh, God. Nothing is easy. This is pYanodons. Remember. Here's the fuel rod. And we don't need high throughput, and all that. We just need it. So it's funny because I built this already here. If you'll notice, I don't know if you remember, this was for the magnet that we did for PyScience 3. It was not too long ago. And I think that, I don't know where, it's somewhere around here. I think, no, that's the phosphate. So what I did is I just took the part, the beginning part. So I have to bring in, I have to put something here too. Oh, yeah, I need the boric acid. So let me put that in here so I don't forget. There we go. These are my little reminders. So coke, aluminium, plate or beam, and then 4 gases and or fluids. I think the boric acid is a fluid. And then we'll get this thing here, the boron. And we vent the diborane. I don't need it. And then we've got the advanced shielding here, or coating. I come to find out, I was looking for zinc acetate. I have it on the network. I did that so long ago. And it's over where this abomination is right here, which will be rebuilt eventually. And there it is. And I need it for, I think, the inserters, the stack. So I have a few here. Now, it's not difficult to make this stuff here. I have the acetate from the augs, you know, the rendering. So what I'll probably do is bring that over along with nickel, and I'll make this locally for here, just in case I run out of that. Well, just in case it's not enough, because it might starve out, and then I'm waiting and waiting. But everything else we have here, the niobium pipe, real easy. You just niobium plate, and we're done. So one machine will more than enough handle that. We've done this before, the lead container. That's it right there. Then we got this special one, the coated. So we put these 2 parts together, and we assemble the coated, and then the coated container plus the boron, plus the americerium 243, we get our fuel rod. So this is the worst part of it all. It's just a matter of bringing the trains in and building it. It's all belting and building. Belting trains. So I should have enough room over here. And I could bring, probably I'll go straight down. I'll build this thing, and all that. I'll see how it works. Alrighty, folks. It's all done. Yay! So I'm going to, look at this. It reduced it down to 75 or 9, almost 8 grand. Holy cow. And then we got 19,000 helium. We'll do a speed up video. We'll hook this up, get it running. And I wanted to showcase this before we get started. It has begun, folks. Wow. Yeah. So now I'm trying to figure out what the yard situation is going to be. So I have an idea here where I'm going to have a 3x3 block with a yard in the middle. And I was thinking, is that too much? Is that too much? And I don't think so. It gives the trains options. It's taking away from and now here's the thing. Remember that I'm not taking up a huge block here. Now, if you took the real estate here of this versus that, I don't know. It's about the same, but we get, 16 more trains within that block, this block here. So I'm not too worried about it. I got a couple more things I want to talk about, but I'll talk about that when this is spinning up. Now you know why I like red belt better than yellow belt. The glow. A radiated mushroom. Pretty cool. It was pretty quick. Okay. Buckus, of course. Now, I have to hook up a speaker to this thing here. And I'll do that now. But, well, let me find it. There we go. There it is. We'll put that speaker there. And then wire it up. I think I need 5. All right, that should do. Greater than or equal to 5. Level 2 moto spores. Volume set, global, and the little icon there. These are frickin' free. So I'm not worried about it, obviously. You know, they just generate the spores there. So I'll just let these collect in here. Huh. Wow. Look at all that. That's quite a bit. Okay, so I'll let this run. Man, the belts you need for this thing. I could have went, you know, another one, but I was committed to get it all in one case. 2 stops, fluids, and it would have been nice to separate it out a little bit because I started at 1,000, and you know the Kaido-san here, it's gonna be 600, yeah. And then nylon is a little... I have to look at nylon. I haven't had to look at nylon for a while, but eventually we're going to have to look at that. Because later on, it's going to be in higher demand. And then the diamonds, too. Ugh. Yeah, diamonds. There we go. Some more there. So what are we lagging on here? Oh, this stuff here. Yeah, the zinc acetate. So maybe... well, once this is buffered, it'll catch up. Okay, so while this is running, I wanted to talk about a few more things here. Bees and good alien samples. Oh yeah, Ulrichs. So the rebuild plan, I'm writing things down, and you know, getting a list of things that I have to do. One of those. Ooh, look at that. So many Ulrichs. This one build here, upgraded. I didn't cover that. I had a problem before I upgraded it with the mushrooms and the seeds, the Ralasia seeds. So now I'm bringing the seeds in from the farming block here, and it's running great. I was able to knock out a breeder, reproductive complex to be specific. This build here is not perfect by any means. It's short on, I think it might be short on flowers. Oh no, I think it's over. Maybe, I don't know, I can't remember. Let's max rate calculator it because I cannot remember. So we have, we're short on Falgay, which is fine. You know, for this build, I'm not worried about it. We're rebuilding it. It works for science, and that's all it needs to be done. So the mushrooms are short, and the seeds are short, but I'm bringing them in, as I stated before. And soil is down a little bit, but that's okay because the flowers are, oh no, here, yeah, flowers are plus 2.33 because I have too many level 3s in here. Hydrogen is probably over as well because this is overbuilt based on the fact that I got the good modules in there. And then the food is a little bit negative, that's fine. Only because, oh wow, barreling is lagging a little bit. G-stage are fine, that's understandable. I put 2 barrelers in here, and it's still not enough to feed these space horses. Holy cripes. 1 barrel a second. Man, that is crazy. And this is with the level 3s. And then we've got 5. Yeah, these are slow. But the little pups, boy, they drink a lot. you know, water. So that's to be understandable. So I upgraded this Ulrich build for the bee honey in the bee build. And then we have another one, and I'm going to combine them. And let me find it. Here it is right here. Bone meal. So what I'm going to do is, for the rebuild, we're going to have one Ulrich build, and we're going to render and offer the animal too. Well, you know what? Actually, no, let me backtrack on that. We're going to have an internal build for the bees, because I want to get it all in one. I think it'd be better for train traffic. I want to train in things that are plants and whatnot, sap, things like that, that we can control outside of the build. Because it's really difficult to scale up when a build has all these things within. But when it comes to the Ulrichs and the Vrauks, I'd rather train in the food and all the stuff, whatever is needed, use whales, whatever. Yeah, so this is on the plan to rebuild. I was going to combine them, but then I'm like, wait a minute, no, I was going to include it in the bee build. Speaking of bees, I think... Oh, here it is right here. All I do is look for... I have the bots on here. That way I can find the bee build very easily. So we've got... Venom is kind of being a pain right now. I added an apiary for the bees. They're all running. Oh, this one's still farting out. I think it's imbalanced with the bots. They don't really do a good job of distributing. Like the belt, you can do a lot to tighten it up. The bots just fly wherever, right? But I have all these apiaries here for the bee's nest. Now, if you do a max rate calculator on this, it's 0. It's right on. So that's because, and that's why I'm thinking the bots are not delivering perfectly. See, this one's farting out here, yeah. Oh, there's 2 now. But the fact that it's 0 makes it really tight. So belts are better than the bots in this case here. I'm a big fan of belts, you know. I like the bots for simplicity, but they do fall short on somewhat accuracy. It's nice not having collision boxes and things you have to worry about, but I like the challenge of belts and the accuracy. So one thing I did here, I have this wired, and you'll see that there's a B3. And look, I have this set here, read contents and include crafting. So this inserter is wired to that. I have it on the power pole because I had to see what was going on. And look at that. The inserter stopped. Boom. Right on 3. So what this does is it's more efficient use and effective use of your slaughterhouses. I added some honey here. And I got one that's just sitting. So that's fine. I'd rather have one sitting full than you know, having production issues. But I don't know. I think I'm getting butt kiss on a lot of these. Like, they're not running... Because you're supposed to get a max of 10 with this crappy recipe here. And I think I'm hitting on 5 a lot lately. But, you know, and this is for the good alien sample, which we need for the damn fish. So look at that. You can see that all... Well, these 3 aren't running. Oh, and you need a loop here. Because what happens is that they'll get stuck at the end. And then you got maybe 1 or 2 slaughterhouses running. So I looped it. The downfall is that the loop is going to fill up and it's going to be double-sided, see? So what I was thinking of doing is maybe using an inserter to load onto the side of the belt that this is coming out on. Here, see? So a little bit of a issue there. But the positive is I'd have a ton of bees buffered up. It's going to take a long time. So yeah, you can see it's double-siding there. So yeah, whatever. There we go. Now, I moved the small parts build. It used to be right here. And I figure, well, now's a good time to do it. Glass is to follow, but I'm not sure when yet. The glass will go right here, the new glass build. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh god. So the small parts build is now here. And I come to find out that we have the little output triangle. So I tried to copy this. And I'm like, wait a minute, what happened here? And it was only coming up with the belts in these 2 machines here. Legacy. Ouch. So that changes some things. So the question is, do I update this now or not? And my thinking is I might do it one at a time. But because if I do all these at the same time, there's something gonna be messed up. So you can't press Q on it because they don't exist anymore. Let's go grab one. Now, what I do like, I like it, but I don't. There's certain instances it's great. The copper cable is the highest output at 110 right now here, at least I think. So you can now direct feed into this machine right here. Bam, right up close to it. So no more inserters. Very high throughput, you know. So I like that. The other issue is that I have to replace everything and you know, redo everything. So if we go down here for that, let's do this one for example. We'll place that down. I love this feature 2.0, where you can interact with the ghosts and do all that stuff. So this one here, you'll see that the hot air on this side, and there's the damn output. Well, I need it here. So I can use these. I can just plop it in, you know, just like this. And then the arrow, which basically it's going to be pointing at the LTN lamp in this case. So I don't think it'll export onto the lamp. It's blocked. So I might be okay there. But this one here, let's see, is that where's the hot air at? Oh, wait, let me copy this one here. So yeah, so the hot air is there. Yeah, it's going to be pointing out right there. And I don't know if the inserter would block it. You know, I could reposition the inserter, the air mid fiber, and maybe it would stop the output. But what I can do is put a, hopefully, I don't know if this works. I think it does. But right, you can see a little wire there on the ground. That's because I didn't have the case there. I don't know if it started up and I didn't have the case, and I can't remember what happened. But yeah, and then here you'll see there's a gear on the ground there. So I think this case popped up. I put the case down before or after. But I think the case will stop the output from happening. But I just don't want crap on the ground, because then it could potentially get on belts. If you put a pelt down, you don't see it. It contaminates the belt. You know, it's just stuff you don't want to happen. So this is done here, and yeah, I don't mind consolidating stuff right now. I've been meaning to do this anyway for a while, ever since I got the Moltons up and running, but it just wasn't a priority. Now with the rail redo, I wanted to get this over here and start clearing maybe some spaces out to make it easier to move across, you know, and get the new block design in. So I think that's about it. I did have a couple little bugs here and there, but nothing major. When you're running the bees, I had a problem with coal dust. All right, everybody. It finally happened. I got so lucky, and I got double lucky. Let's get rid of this, and we'll grab these. I ran out of fuel rods. But I have 6. One more than what we need. That was lucky. Now, let's go over to the fishies here, and we'll get rid of that speaker. I had this running overnight, and I'm like, go to the computer. What? I have the fish and the Bodos. All right, let's get rid of this annoying thing. Pull that up, pull that up, pull that up. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I got the fish. All right. I'm going to leave the train there. And I got to try the Bodos first, because I can rip all that apart over there. Let's see. Oh, I'm going over here. I can rip all that down, that mess, if we hit twice on the Bodos. So let's see. I think, oh boy, I'm gonna have to set this up here, but I need 2. Oh, I need modules for that. Ah, crap. Oh, one of the things I don't want to do, I don't want to set up the fish yet, because I wanted to upgrade the Zyhifos, but I might have enough level 3 fish. I don't know, because here's the problem. Here they are. I only have 131, and the Zyhifos require the level 3 fish. Here, see? Now, it's only 1. That's not bad, actually. And I don't need that. I need a bunch of them, of these little guys here. I might be fine. Let's see, it's 2 to 1. There are chances to get a butt-kiss larva, though. You know, because it's 30% for 3. So it could run through a bunch of cycles and you get nothing. So what I was thinking is the level 3 fish are set up here. And if I rip this down, then this is the generator here of, you know, the level 3 fish. Whereas the purple fish, the level 4s, that is a... You do get them. I'm kind of torn here. So, well, let's go down here. Now, we haven't set up Bodos in this hub yet. I think we'll go right here. The scary part about this... Let's see, we'll go right here. And... yeah, scary part about this is this part here. Is that the one? Yeah, here. This one. Oh! We need the fuel rods for these. And they are not... well, they are on the network. The green ones. Yeah. So the Mark 1s are on the network. The Mark 2s I can't make because I don't have any more Americerium. I'd have to run research for that. So we can make guaranteed 1 Bodos. So we plop those in. All right, I got some water here at least. So let's go ahead and pipe this up. Ooh, right on. Shift right, shift left. There we go. And we'll pull that out. I'll have to run research in order to spin this up. Because I don't have the fuel rods anymore. Man, that's disappointing. The other one here, let's go ahead and copy. I hate doing this because then it flashes, but let's go ahead. I always click on that. Because it used to be you clicked on that thing and then you'd get the recipe thing up. So here is the spin up part right here. And good. We do use the improved still. And then we need manure bacteria. I'll probably flip it that way. I think I have manure bacteria here somewhere. Oh, it's not manure bacteria. It's the manure. Oh, here it is right here. Got it. Liquid manure. That's what I'm looking for. And it's going up here. Ah, yeah, tufras. Yeah, mushrooms. Okay. All right, there's the manure bacteria patched off of this one right here. This isn't going to run for a while. That doesn't matter. And then we got that here. Now, I'll have to do some cases, you know, to keep a certain amount of spores in. You don't want to overrun on the spores. And you do want to keep them enough for a craft because this is an 80%er here. So you get 80% chance to get 8. So you want to have a surplus just in case you get butt kiss on one or, well, hopefully only one craft. Okay, so that puts a damper on the plans for this. Ugh, that sucks. Well, let me, you know what? I'm going to do this now. Let's take a look at the Zyhifos, because I've been meaning to upgrade those. And now would be a good time because the base is calmed down. And the only thing consuming the Great Alien sample is the stupid Naven, or not the Navens. I always say Navens. Yadels. So 2 times 17 plus 4. That's only 38. So let's go ahead and we'll grab 38. Okay, so we have here craft speed of 4, 400%. Hope I grabbed enough. And now 5.6, 600. So a 200% increase. That is awesome. And then these poor little red Zyhifos will be put in a box and put out of their misery. And there we go. Okay, now the other thing. This is why I was holding off. Because you got to do the max rate. Or else. Oh, it's pulling in the rail. That's funny. So we got to make sure we got everything here. Water is negative. That's interesting. Now, max rate is kind of a lie sometimes. You gotta be careful. What is this water negative because of this? Or something else? Because this is all pressurized here. There's no water here. So I think that the water was negative because of these two here. Because that's all this is. So that's interesting that I didn't see that. Or, well, I don't know. I didn't max rate. Yeah, that's better now. Okay, so this is the only thing that consumes water right here. These two. So now we're good. The whole thing is good. The sap didn't come up negative or anything. At least I didn't see it. Okay, we're done. I think what I'll do, I'll throw those red things up in the case, up in the factory there. Now what I'll do is I'll rip the fish build out up in the extended biohub area up here. I'm going to take all this out of here, except I'm going to leave the bots in here though. All right, I'm going to wait for this, and then we'll flip the fish over because I want to get those done. So we're going to redo this whole thing here. The red fish will turn into blue, and then this will be purple and purple eggs and fish, and then I got to I'll get to the process together for the hydroslate, or this is the hydroslate here. Yeah, hydroslate, whatever that other recipe is here. Let's take a look again. I think it's the fishy eggs here. Yeah, this stuff here, fish meal. So I'll get that all ready to go. We'll spin it up and we'll call it an episode. Alrighty, folks, it's time to convert over the fish. And I screwed up again on this thing. So I do need to cap this stupid larva, and I made it 5. And that's because this case gets overrun with larva. Ugh. So what I did is, this is wired up for 3 to shut off. And the inserter that's putting into the case here, the bleed off case, is set to 2. Because this inserter can't work if there's not more, than 2. And then this inserter needs to, well, this case needs to be filled. So there needs to be a pull for this one to export. And the larva does need to be limited, or else the zyhiphos keep going and going and going. Oh, it's confusing. Anyway, let's see. Where's the fish? Let me find the fish. Here they are. So, here's the fish meal, and it's confusing. Now I see it. Okay, it generates the emulsion and fish oil. I'm like, oh my god. So we got steam and the hydroslate. So I got the steam here. I got to connect water to it. And then all we got to do is pull... Oops, wrong thing. We got to pull this hydroslate down here. Now, this is going to be the purple spin-up fish here. So I got to change all these filters here, which I'll do. So that means that, yeah, so I'll do that in a second. All right, so that's working because it's going in there. I'm going to pipe this water over here real quick. All right, there's the steam for that. And it takes a minute. There we go. Oh, these things are so loud and obnoxious. All right, now we got all this. And the fish oil, I don't think I'll need. So the red fish here, they need fish oil. But we're not going to need this anymore. So let's go ahead and figure out how we're doing this part. I think I copied it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Did I get crap? Yes, I did. And, alright, so what do we have? We need the Great Alien Sample and the emulsion. So, okay, this one has to be... Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Okay, so we still need the saline water. So I need to move this machine down here. Is what's going on. Ugh. Holy crap, pardon my spaghetti. Alright, there it is. Oh. So I had to flip this machine this way. Vertical facing. repipe the sulfuric acid and the water. Then I have to go in and around this way. Steam's over here. I mean, there's probably a million better ways to do this. Like, I should move this here. But it works. It works. Okay. It just works, right, Todd? Todd Howard from Fallout 4. For those of you who don't play that, Todd Howard is known for that saying. Infamous. Alright, let's switch this over to the purple fish eggs. Which is very difficult to see that they're purple fish eggs. The purple, I guess, the sign. Yeah, that's it. So let's go ahead and we'll flip that to here. And I'm getting all this trash in my inventory. So here's the fish meal. It's got to come out of this. So what I'll do is I'll belt out of here. Yeah, we're just going to have to... I guess I'll do a red belt all the way up. Because, you know, you can cover a lot of ground with red belt. Perfect. Look at that. Alright, inserter there. Inserter there. So I'm worried about bind-ups here. We'll have to see. Alright, so now we're pretty much set here. This one now has to be the blue fish. All this crap. So what we need are the eggs to be consumed by... So these are the blue eggs popping out of this. It's this process. No, this is the fish. Yeah, so the egg process produces blue and purple. Okay. And here's how we start our egg process. And yeah, we got some red fish here. So this one's... I'll change all these filters now. Okay, I think I'm almost done. How'd you slate? Wow. There's so much going on here. It's pretty crazy. So now what I have to do is set that one. Okay, now we pull the fish out. Wait a minute now. Great alien samples. Oh, maybe they're being delivered? Well, that explains it. It's this. This damn stuff here. Yeah. Okay, so the mushrooms are horrible. I'm gonna just say it. That recipe sucks. You need to change it. Because that % chance of getting... It doesn't hit that often. So the mushrooms end up chewing up all your great alien samples. So it looks like, yeah, I've got everything here now. Okay, I need good alien samples here. So let's go ahead and set that. There is a nice little feature here. Trash unrequested. There we go. We're going to pull the fish eggs out. So then we'll remove that. Now, it's interesting because it pulled out the excess, which I don't know if I like that part. Now let's go here. And we've got good alien samples, so we'll do the trash unexpected or unrequested and then put it back on. That way we get a reset on the case at least. That's nice. I do like that feature. Now, you got to be careful. I've done this before. The fish went into the module slots. I'm like, are you kidding me? So here is how we start the process. Oh, okay. All right, safety save was in my future there. Oh. Now we don't lose here. Okay. It's 6 to 10 with a 50% chance for 2. We got the pass through here. Purple eggs 10. Okay. Okay, still going. We only got 10 on that. Now we're waiting on the great alien sample here. So the purple fish or the blue fish go here. And what I'm thinking is doing a purple... Oh, let's blow those red fish up there. Bye-bye. Okay. What I'm thinking of doing is a purple case for the fish, level 3s. And then saving, having a wireless inserter. And if the fish go, you know, the blue fish, if they go up above a certain amount, then you biomass them. And then you go into carbon dioxide and then poof it in the air. All right, it's time to say goodbye to all this here. I'm going to temporarily rotate the inserters here so that, you know, when the great alien samples get delivered, they'll go there, but I want to get the fish going and then we'll end it. And the moment of truth. And, oh, we got butt kiss. You jerks. Now what's going on here? Oh, that. Filters and good alien. Oh, it's the red fish. Oh, I see now. Oh, I didn't see those red fish. They're so kind of muted a little bit there. Okay, we got a hit on that one. There we go. So now we got 4. So let the build-up begin. There. Okay, now, it's not enough sleep, not enough coffee. That's what 2 things right now. I thought that was in there from the prior. Yeah, Oh, look! We got extra fish! There we go. So I have, what do I have this set to? Okay, I think what I'm going to do, I have to make it 2. Because the fish builds are going to be, well, you know what? I don't know if I should Hellmod it. You know, I don't know if I could trust Hellmod with these. That's a lot of fish here. Now, the trick is that you have to have the new recipes. So right now, I've got the 20 fish recipe here. So if we go craft, that's what this one is. And the next one is 30. Now, the other question is there another one after this? 40. So we do have the next one. Biomass. 1 filtration to 2. 20 seaweed from 10. So what you have to do is update to this new fish recipe here. This, oh yeah, we have to go to the 40 one. Fish 4. Yeah, we're at the Big Daddy now. This is the end of the line. So yeah, I have to get the deluxe and everything in here. And yeah, like I said, it increased the amount of filtration and seaweed, but we're getting 40 versus 20 because I haven't upgraded to the current one so I researched beyond, you know. So that's going to have to happen. And that's going to shrink the footprint. That's a good thing. So yeah, it's more material, a little bit more material, but we're doubling our research or our output. So what I'll have to do is get a baseline on that and how many fish I'm outputting, and then I'll have to shrink it down to keep it consistent with what I have now, because I have to do that current. If I want to upgrade that build, I have to right size it to the current situation that I'm in. The rebuild, though, I want it to be larger to handle more output, you know. It's got to be, well, it's got to be expandable. Yeah, we'll run research next episode. Yes! Because we got to get our Bodos up and running. And what I think I'll do, I'm going, you know what? I'm just getting sick of this flashy thing. I'm kind of tuning it out. I apologize if it bothers you. So I'm just going to do this. Because I was waiting, you know, on that. Because I have one, you know, over there, wherever it is. So, all right. When the fish are done, I'll turn the mushrooms back on. Let the base calm down, and we're back on the research train, and then we'll flip back over to the Bodos to get the spin up on those. So, I think I have... Did I put them in? I think I did. Yeah, I didn't want to run the risk of losing them, like blowing, like misplacing them. So I slapped them in there. Safety. So I'll get this thing here, and well, Jeez, we got progress. Two-time progress here. Oh, I gotta get the modules. So I'll get the modules for these 2. And I'll slap them in and we'll be ready to go. Okay, there we go. I think what I'm gonna do is just make hand shuttle over what I need. I'm gonna have to leave that build up and running, and I don't like it. I hate that build. Oh, I forgot to mention this. I did some additions to it. Here's this mess. So the as I thought, the zinc acetate, there's not enough I'm generating from that one build. And I couldn't support those 2 machines, so I pulled them out. So I added this stop here because I've got that AUG build sitting there, right? And I've got the acetate, or acetic acid sitting there from the guts. And I'm thinking, well, I might as well get use of it. So I pulled that over here, and I was able to get the fuel rods, you know, generated pretty good. So as soon as we get more Americerium, or well, this stuff here, the plutonium-242 from research, we'll be able to run this again. And then we'll get the fuel rods and get the Bodos, because that's the only thing we need, is that fuel rod. So, hey, I hope you enjoyed the episode. We got massive progress. 2 creatures out of the way. This thing is really pissing me off. The Yadles. I said it right. So I'll keep this running. But when we run research, I'm going to cut this off. Because I don't want this thing here to consume our great alien samples while that's going. And then I'll get the mushrooms back online here after the fish are done. Cool. All right. Again, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace out.